Hello everyone, my name is Chris Miller and I am the artist and art director and animation director for the Chronicles of PA game. And I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little update since we haven't done one in a long time. Been very busy this summer with, trying to figure out how to get certain things to work with the game, as well as other things. Like a lot of projects got piled up on me this summer, so I had a very busy summer art directing, plus had a new baby. So for those who don't know, who don't follow me on my other blog, my main channel, just letting you guys know what's been going on with me. I just had a new baby, so of course babies suck up a lot of time, they suck up a lot of sleep, obviously. So it's kind of hard to get to some of the things that you need to get done. But now that I'm back on track, I just wanted to start doing more game video blogs and just letting you guys know what's been going on. The first thing, the big thing is I'll be doing a lot more redesign for the game sprites, because to be totally honest, those old sprites, my mindset was just in the wrong spot for designing those things, and I don't know why I did it when I think about it, because I was trying to superimpose the comic book into the game, and really it's not necessary, and that's really not the way you do things when you design games. You don't have to do an exact translation. And to be totally honest, for the Chronicles of PA, as we wanted the concept itself to expand, I think having different styles is a good way to go. And just from a work standpoint, simplifying the design of the sprites is going to help out a lot. And so, I kind of gone back to the drawing board, and this is what you kind of see here. I've been kind of redesigning the sprites, and I did a lot of research. I mean, a lot of research. Like I said, having a new baby, you don't get much sleep. So, while my daughter's asleep, or I'm trying to get her to go to sleep, I'll be online with maybe my iPod or like my my laptop, just doing some research into sprite design. And I've really gone back to the basics of the basics. Doing stuff for, I'm looking at stuff from like old Nintendo and Super Nintendo games, old arcade games, because that's kind of what we want to have the feel for this Chronicles of PA game. We want it to be like the classic side scroller or the classic beat 'em up game. So kind of trying to go back to the drawing board and look at some of those things. And I've also been kind of pulling apart some of the designs done by my good buddy Mace, who does he's the creator of Urban Shogun, but he did a game with some of his characters in the Street Team game. They've kind of combined the characters from different independent comic books and had a team up, and they've also, like I said, they've done a game. Very good game, by the way. So I've kind of just been looking over his sprites and, just not being so afraid to simplify things, you know what I mean? Because I think that's part of the problem sometimes as artists. We overthink sometimes, and we try to go overboard and try to superimpose. There's a reason why comic book style and game style is a little bit different. Because you're drawing a still image when you're doing a comic book, but when you're doing something that's animated and has to move, you have to simplify those lines. Those lines got to be quick out of your pencil. That's why you see this right here, while I'm redesigning the PA sprites. Just kind of simplify. You don't see, you look at some of the old sprites, you can see it on my DeviantArt page or on our Chronicles of PA Facebook. You'll see how, those sprites are almost have too many lines in it. There's a lot of dark in there, and when you're shrinking down something for a game like this, a lot of that stuff becomes very muddy, and also based on that style, a lot of stuff was coming out very stiff. The animation was coming out very stiff, and that's the one thing I didn't like. I feel that this game could be a good game. I don't want to just give you guys what's the word? I could have just easily put that out and just been like, hey, take this game, and maybe people would have liked it just because, there's nothing out there to really compete with it as far as the subject matter of having a black fantasy character in the game. There's some good stuff out there like Urion, that's done by this game developers in Cameroon, but for the most part here in the States, there's really nothing to look at and compare it to. So maybe you guys would have liked it, but that's just not how I do things. I don't like just putting stuff out there. I don't like just getting stuff done for the sake of getting it done. I like to actually do it right the first time, so I'm not going back over it and doing it over and over again. So let's So I'm going back to the drawing board now, and just kind of like I said, redesigning stuff. And the main thing about design is I want to get that silhouette right. That's why you're seeing this thumbnail sketch that I'm doing right now. PA is definitely easily defined by his silhouette, and I've kind of taken his pose that I did years ago, like when we first designed PA. I did this promotional poster where he's kind of holding his sword over his shoulder. So I'm kind of redoing that, but simplified for the game, and that'll be kind of like, you know, his main pose as far as like when he's finished doing a level. You know, he kind of just poses for the camera there, essentially. And I'll, you know, have some animation with his hair blowing in the wind or something like that. But I just want to, like I said, simplify things as far as the sprites go. And as we do more game vlogs as time goes on, I'm going to try to do these more frequently. I'll show you guys some of the animation, some of the raw animation, and some of the more refined animation. I'll be showing you some of the, you know, the sprites for the bad guys, the villains. And that's another thing that I wanted to get to in this video log, as far as talking about the villains, because when I was just in the mindset of getting it done, I was just there are like 2 enemies per stage, and then you get to the boss. And what I mean by 2 enemies, I mean it wasn't like just 2 people and then you get to the boss. I mean like just 2 recycled enemies in the stage. And I mean, to me, that there's no fun in that. Let's be honest. And what I could have done, and what I actually considered doing before the summer started, was, you know, just doing, you know, different color versions of that enemy character, so it looks like there's a variety. Kind of like, if you guys remember the old game Ninja Turtles in Time, or even like the X-Men beat 'em up game that came out in arcades. Like, they were just colored different, have the Sentinels be different colors. Or in the Ninja Turtles game, they would just have the foot soldiers be different colors and maybe have a different weapon. But I mean, like I said, I sat there and thought about it. I was like, I can do better than that. And like I said, I did some research into other games where they've done, you know, different types of sprites, and it looks just fine. And once I actually sat there and came up with conceptualized the storyline for the game. I mean, it's a simple story. It's just well, I don't want to give it away. We'll say that for later. But once I came up with the basic structure of the story for the game, all the other design elements started making sense to me. And once I decided to simplify things, like I said, everything started making more sense. And not just making sense, but also got more fun. Like, I can tell you, like, doing like a lot of designs now, I've started having fun like I did when we first came up, when Richard and I first conceptualized the Chronicles of PA. Like, that's the kind of fun I'm having. Like, I probably shouldn't be doing this, because I do need my sleep, but I stay up late, you know, drawing things out, and, you know, just like I said, having a blast doing this. And it puts a smile on my face when I'm doing this now. It's not just grit your teeth, let's get it done to satisfy some fans or whatever. You know, I think you guys will be more satisfied if I do it right than if I do it right now. But I don't want to think people to think that we just took their money and ran with, you know, don't want you to think we're like one of those fraudulent Kickstarter campaigns or whatever. So don't want you guys to get upset and think that that's definitely not the case. We've been working on this constantly, trying to get stuff right and do it the right way for you guys. And like I said, this is the first time I've ever been at the top or the head of doing the game design. Usually I just do the artwork and hand it off to somebody else, but as a director, I had to start thinking about things in the long run and how the levels are going to look and how the levels go together. So that's all part of it. And I'm thinking about, you know, we might even do like maybe even a little booklet at the end with all the design work, so you guys can see the progression and how things looked as we designed this game, and the characters and the backgrounds and whatnot. But like I said, going to be trying to do more of these more frequently, maybe by every other week, so you guys can see our progress. And if you don't have it, go out there and buy the Chronicles of PA comic books. Go out there and buy the graphic novel. Go to our website at chroniclesofpa.com. Go to the store button, and it has all the good stuff on there. A lot of people are asking, like, when's the new comic book coming out? Well, we're working on the game first. We're still a small production company, so we want to work on this game and get that done first before we move on. But I'm telling you right now, what I will probably do is, once I get the glut of all these character elements for the game done, I'm going to start pre-production on the comic book. And That'll probably be in the after OnyxCon, most definitely. I want to make sure I do OnyxCon in the summer first, and then probably move on to doing doing the artwork for the comic book. So that's what we're doing, guys, and hope you enjoy. And like I said, we'll keep in touch. This is Chris Miller, also known as Chris Crazy House, and signing out. Thanks for the support. Peace.